Did you know that over 5 million California seniors are standing on the edge of a life-changing deadline? And most of them don't even know it yet? A single date, March 15th, could decide whether thousands of older Americans keep their homes, savings, and independence, or lose protections they believed were permanent. This isn't a rumor, and it's not fear-mongering. It's a quiet shift happening right now, while many seniors are being left in the dark. What makes this truly alarming is how silent it's been. No loud warnings, no emergency letters, just complex changes, buried paperwork, and assumptions like, "this won't affect me." But studies consistently show that seniors are the most vulnerable when rules change suddenly, especially when deadlines pass unnoticed. And once that clock runs out, there may be no second chance. So ask yourself this: what if doing nothing today costs everything tomorrow? Stay with us until the end, because what you're about to hear could be the most important warning of 2026 for you or someone you love. Number 1. The deadline no one is talking about. March 15th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a critical cutoff point that could quietly decide the future of millions of California seniors. What makes this deadline dangerous is not just its impact, but the fact that it has been poorly communicated. Many seniors believe that if something truly serious were happening, they would receive a clear warning. Unfortunately, research into public policy transitions shows that some of the most impactful changes happen without loud announcements, relying instead on fine print, procedural updates, and assumptions that people will figure it out later. Unlike past changes, this deadline does not come with a grace period that stretches into the next year. Once March 15th passes, certain protections, classifications, or eligibility statuses may be automatically reassessed. Studies on aging populations consistently show that older adults are more likely to delay action when information is unclear or feels overwhelming. That delay can be costly. Missing a deadline by even one day can trigger irreversible consequences, including loss of benefits or legal standing that took decades to build. Most concerning of all, many seniors assume this deadline only applies to other people. That belief is exactly what puts them at risk. Policy researchers warn that broad changes often affect people who never imagined they were included. The safest move is early awareness and preparation, not waiting for confirmation after it's too late. Understanding that this deadline exists and taking it seriously is the first and most important step toward protecting everything you've worked for. If this warning made you pause, drop a comment with the word "ready" and tell us who this message needs to reach. Yourself, a parent, or someone you care about. That we put hours of research and real effort into bringing you information that truly matters. So please support us by subscribing. It's just one click, but it helps us keep these critical updates coming. Number 2. 2026 changes are happening quietly, not gradually. What makes the 2026 changes especially dangerous is how silently they are being introduced. Many seniors assume that major rule changes happen slowly, with years of warnings and clear transition periods. But recent policy research shows the opposite. Large systems often change in phases, with early deadlines deciding who is protected later. If you miss the first phase, you may never qualify for the protections that follow. This is why March 15th matters so much. It acts as a gatekeeper date, not a suggestion. Another critical issue is misunderstanding the word 2026. Seniors hear that year and think they still have plenty of time. In reality, decisions made in early 2025 determine how individuals are treated when 2026 officially begins. Studies on administrative policy changes show that governments often use prior year data and filings to set future eligibility. That means what you do or don't do now can lock in outcomes long before 2026 arrives. By the time the changes become visible, it may already be too late to fix anything. This is where many people get caught off guard. Seniors who fail to act early may find themselves reclassified, reviewed, or removed from certain protections automatically, without a personal warning. The system assumes silence means compliance. Experts consistently advise early preparation because once a status is changed, reversing it can be extremely difficult or even impossible. Understanding that 2026 is being decided now, not later, is essential. Awareness today creates security tomorrow, and waiting for official confirmation is one of the biggest risks of all. If this information surprised you, comment, "I'm paying attention," and share what part shocked you the most. We put serious time and research into protecting our viewers from being caught off guard. So please subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep delivering these critical updates. Number 3. Your assets may be reclassified without warning. One of the most overlooked dangers for California seniors is asset reclassification. Many people believe their home, savings, or long-held benefits are permanently protected simply because they have been stable for years. But policy studies show that when new rules are introduced, assets can be re-evaluated under updated definitions, even if nothing in your personal situation has changed. This means something that was once considered safe may suddenly be viewed differently by the system. What makes this especially risky is that reclassification often happens automatically. There is usually no phone call, no clear explanation, and no second chance to correct the record before consequences take effect. Research into administrative processes shows that seniors are frequently impacted because their information is reviewed in bulk based on databases rather than individual circumstances. If a category changes, the system doesn't ask questions. It simply applies the new rule. That's how people lose protections without realizing why. Even more troubling is the false sense of security many seniors feel. They assume that because they've done everything right, nothing can be taken away. But experts warn that doing nothing is often what triggers loss during periods of change. A missed update, an outdated filing, or a failure to confirm status can be enough to cause serious problems later. Taking proactive steps, reviewing records, confirming classifications, and acting before deadlines is not overreacting. It's self-protection. Understanding how easily assets can be reclassified is essential to avoiding sudden, irreversible losses in 2026. If this opened your eyes, comment "checking now" so others know they're not alone in this. That we spend hours researching and simplifying complex changes to protect our community. Please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep these life-saving updates coming. Number 4. Waiting too long can trigger permanent loss. One of the biggest dangers seniors face is the belief that delays can always be fixed later. Research into benefit systems and administrative law shows that once a deadline passes, many protections are automatically removed, not paused. There is often no appeal window designed for late action, because the system assumes that those who did not respond either did not qualify or chose not to act. For seniors, this assumption can be devastating. What makes this especially painful is that the loss is often permanent. Once a benefit, classification, or protection is removed, restoring it may require years of appeals, or may not be possible at all. Studies on aging populations consistently show that seniors who miss early deadlines are far more likely to experience long-term financial instability, even if their circumstances have not changed. The damage doesn't happen overnight, but it quietly builds until it becomes impossible to ignore. Many seniors wait because they are afraid of making a mistake. Ironically, in periods of rule changes, doing nothing is often the most harmful choice. Experts emphasize that early action, even imperfect action, offers more protection than silence. Submitting updates, confirming status, or seeking clarification before deadlines can prevent irreversible outcomes. Waiting for certainty can cost freedom, security, and peace of mind. Acting early isn't panic, it's preparation. And when it comes to protecting everything you've worked for, preparation is the only safe option. If you've ever told yourself, "I'll deal with it later," comment "No more waiting," and make today the turning point that we put real effort, research, and responsibility into every video. Please subscribe to support our work. It's just one click, but it helps us protect more people like you. Number 5. Seniors are statistically the most exposed during policy shifts. Research consistently shows that seniors are the most affected group when major rules quietly change. This is not because they are careless, but because systems are rarely designed with aging populations in mind. Studies on public policy transitions reveal that older adults are more likely to miss critical updates due to complex language, digital-only notices, or assumptions that long-standing benefits will remain untouched. When change happens fast and communication is unclear, seniors are often the last to know, but the first to feel the consequences. Another factor is trust built over time. Seniors who have followed the rules for decades naturally believe the system will protect them. that trust can become a weakness during transition periods. Researchers studying administrative reforms note that sudden eligibility reviews disproportionately impact seniors because their records span many years. Outdated information, old classifications, or minor inconsistencies can suddenly matter when new standards are applied. What was once ignored may now be used to reassess eligibility, without considering the human impact. Perhaps most alarming is how invisible this vulnerability is. Unlike younger groups who regularly monitor policy changes, seniors are less likely to expect disruption. Experts warn that this stability bias leads many to delay action until they receive a clear warning, often after deadlines have passed. Awareness is the strongest defense. Recognizing that seniors are statistically at higher risk during rule changes is not discouraging, it's empowering. It allows individuals and families to act earlier, ask the right questions, and protect long-earned security before systems make decisions on their behalf. If this made you think of a parent, neighbor, or even yourself, comment "protecting family." So this message reaches further, we put deep research and real care into every video. Please subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep defending those who are most at risk. Number 6. Small paperwork mistakes can lead to huge losses. For many California seniors, the biggest threat isn't a major error, it's a small one. Research on administrative systems shows that most losses occur not because people are ineligible, but because of minor paperwork issues. A missed form, an outdated address, an unchecked box, or information that was never updated can quietly trigger reviews or penalties. Seniors often assume that if something is wrong, they will be contacted. In reality, modern systems frequently act first and explain later. What makes paperwork especially dangerous during periods of change is automation. Studies on digital record processing reveal that decisions are increasingly made by databases, not people. When new rules are applied, systems scan records for compliance. If something doesn't match the new standard, the system may flag it automatically. There is no consideration for context, age, or intent, only whether the data fits. For seniors, whose records may go back decades, the chance of inconsistencies is much higher. Many seniors also underestimate how final these decisions can be. Once an action is taken based on a paperwork issue, reversing it can require long appeals, legal help, or may not be possible at all. Experts strongly advise reviewing documents early, confirming details, and correcting even the smallest errors before deadlines. This isn't about fear, it's about control. Taking time now to check paperwork can mean the difference between stability and sudden loss in 2026. If you're planning to double-check your records after this video, comment "fixing it," and let others know they're not alone, that we invest serious time and research to break down complex issues like this. Please subscribe to support our work. It's just one click, but it helps us protect more lives. Number 7. Families often discover the damage when it's already too late. One painful reality is that many seniors don't face these consequences alone. Their families do too. Research into senior policy outcomes shows that adult children and caregivers often discover a problem only after a benefit is reduced, a notice arrives, or a crisis forces action. By then, the deadline has usually passed. This delay isn't due to neglect. It's because families assume everything is stable unless told otherwise. Unfortunately, systems rarely alert family members before taking action. Another major issue is the lack of shared awareness. Seniors may receive letters they don't fully understand, emails they don't open, or online notices they never see. Family members often believe, if something was wrong, we would know. Studies on aging and communication gaps confirm that critical information is frequently missed when seniors live independently. By the time a son, daughter, or caregiver steps in, the damage may already be locked in. Benefits changed, classifications altered, or protections removed. This is why early family involvement is so important. Experts strongly recommend that seniors involve at least one trusted person before major deadlines hit. Reviewing notices together, confirming records, and discussing upcoming changes can prevent irreversible mistakes. This is not about taking independence away. It's about protecting dignity and security. When families act early, they reduce stress, confusion, and regret later. Waiting until there's a problem often means there are fewer options left. Awareness shared early is protection multiplied. If this made you think of someone you should talk to today, comment, starting the conversation, and take that first step that we put real effort and careful research into every video. Number 8. 2026 is a point of no return, not a soft transition. Many seniors believe that 2026 is just another year of gradual change, but research shows it is more like a hard reset. Policy analysts explain that once a new system officially begins, it does not slowly adjust. It locks in decisions made earlier. That means classifications, eligibility, and protections determined before 2026 become the baseline going forward. If something is missed now, the system will not pause to reconsider later. It simply moves on. What makes this especially dangerous is how invisible the cutoff feels. There is no dramatic announcement on the day everything changes. Instead, seniors often notice the impact months later when a benefit is reduced, a protection disappears, or a letter arrives explaining a decision that can no longer be reversed. Studies on large-scale policy rollouts show that once the new framework is active, appeals are limited and exceptions are rare. The rules are designed for efficiency, not individual hardship. This is why experts stress that preparation must happen before the switch is flipped. Seniors who review their status, confirm their records, and take action ahead of time are far more likely to remain protected in the new system. Waiting until 2026 to respond is like trying to change the past. It's already written. Understanding that 2026 represents a point of no return, not a warning phase, can make the difference between long-term stability and sudden loss. Acting now is not rushing. It is aligning yourself with how the system actually works. If you understand now why waiting until 2026 is too late, comment acting today so this message reaches more people that we put real time, research, and responsibility into every video. Please subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep protecting our community. Number 9. Dangerous myths are giving seniors false confidence. One of the biggest risks facing California seniors right now isn't the rules themselves. It's the myths surrounding them. Research into behavioral decision-making shows that people are more likely to delay action when they believe a situation doesn't apply to them. Common assumptions like, my home is protected, my benefits can't change, or I'll be notified if something is wrong, create a false sense of safety. During periods of policy change, these beliefs can be especially harmful. Experts studying senior vulnerability warn that long-term stability often leads to overconfidence. When nothing has gone wrong for years, it feels logical to assume nothing will go wrong now. But administrative systems don't operate on trust or history. They operate on updated criteria. What was true last year may not be true next year. Seniors who rely on outdated information are often shocked when protections they believed were permanent suddenly disappear. The most dangerous myth of all is the idea that there will be time to fix it later. Studies consistently show that once changes take effect, reversal is difficult or impossible. Appeals take time, require documentation, and often fail when deadlines are missed. The truth is simple but uncomfortable. Awareness beats reassurance. Challenging assumptions, asking questions early, and verifying status now can prevent irreversible outcomes later. Replacing myths with facts isn't fear, it's empowerment. If this made you question something you always believed was safe, comment and know more MYTHS, and help break the silence that we put deep research and real care into every video. Please subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep protecting people before it's too late. Number 10. Early action protects freedom, dignity, and peace of mind. The biggest advantage seniors still have right now is time, but only if they use it. Research on aging and long-term security shows that seniors who act early experience far less disruption, stress, and loss when systems change. Early action creates choice, and choice creates protection. Instead of reacting to sudden decisions made by others, seniors who prepare ahead of deadlines stay in control of their future. This isn't about panic, it's about preserving independence. What early action really protects is dignity. Seniors who confirm their status, review records, and involve trusted family members avoid last-minute chaos and confusion. Studies show that uncertainty is one of the greatest sources of stress among older adults. Knowing where you stand, and knowing you've taken steps to protect yourself, brings peace of mind that no benefit or policy can replace. Even simple actions taken now can prevent years of hardship later. Most importantly, early action protects freedom. Freedom to remain in your home. Freedom to make decisions on your own terms. Freedom from relying on emergency help after options are gone. Experts agree that once systems finalize decisions, individuals have little influence left. Acting before deadlines keeps the power where it belongs, with you. This moment is not about fear of loss. It's about securing what you've already earned. Taking action now is the final, strongest defense against everything 2026 could take away. If you're choosing peace of mind over panic, comment "protecting my future" and let others feel that strength too. We put real effort, time, and responsibility into every video. Please subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it helps us continue protecting what matters most. This warning is not about fear. It's about awareness, timing, and control. What makes this situation so serious is not just the changes coming in 2026, but how quietly and early those decisions are being made. For millions of California seniors, the difference between security and sudden loss may come down to whether action is taken before March 15th, not after. Deadlines don't announce themselves loudly, and systems don't pause out of sympathy. They move forward based on data, dates, and silence. Throughout this video, one truth keeps repeating. Doing nothing feels safe, but during periods of change, inaction is often the greatest risk. Seniors who assume long-standing protections will automatically continue are the ones most likely to be caught off guard. Research, real-world cases, and policy experts all point to the same conclusion. Early awareness leads to better outcomes. Reviewing records, confirming status, correcting small issues, and involving trusted family members are not signs of worry. They are signs of wisdom. This moment is about preserving independence, dignity, and peace of mind. Seniors have worked their entire lives to build stability, and no one should lose that because of a missed detail or an overlooked deadline. The good news is that there is still time, but only for those who act. Once systems lock in decisions, options shrink fast. Appeals become harder. Stress becomes unavoidable. Regret replaces preparation. If there is one message to take away, it is this. The future is not decided in 2026. It is being decided now. Awareness today is protection tomorrow. Whether this affects you directly or someone you love, sharing this information could prevent irreversible loss. Staying informed is no longer optional. It is essential.